What is your name, please?
My name is Jean Belliveau.
What is your name, please?
My name is Jean Belliveau.
What is your name, please?
My name is Jean Belliveau.
Two of these people are imposters. Only one of them is the real Jean Belliveau, and is the only one sworn to tell the truth. And here is our host, Bud Collier.
Thank you very much, and good evening, and welcome once again to our game of deliberate misrepresentation, wherein our panel endeavors to figure out which one of three challengers has sworn to tell the truth. To Tell the Truth is brought to you each week by Geritol, America's #1 tonic, the high-potency tonic that helps you feel stronger fast. And now let's meet our cross-examiners. What is your name, please?
My name is Polly Bergen.
My name is Ralph Bellamy.
My name is Kitty Carlisle.
And my name is Gardner.
Now, these three gentlemen all claim to be Jean Belliveau. Only one, of course, is the real Jean Belliveau. The other two have merely assumed that identity, and they do not have to stick to the truth. Now, panel, in front of you on your desk, you'll find a copy of an affidavit. Will you please follow along while I read from the original? I, Jean Belliveau, am first-string center for the world champion Montreal Canadiens hockey team. Before I turned professional in 1953, Life magazine referred to me as the most valuable rookie in the history of amateur hockey. In 4 full seasons of professional play since then, I have won the Hart Trophy, the Ross Trophy. I've been elected to the League All-Star team 3 times and have scored more goals in one season than any other center in the record book. Signed, Jean Belliveau. Now, panel, as you heard, these three gentlemen all claim to be Jean Belliveau, star hockey player. Only the real Jean Belliveau is required to answer your questions truthfully. You will again, as usual, each question until you hear this signal, and at the end of the questioning period, you will be asked to register your vote for the one who, in your opinion, is the real Jean Belliveau. And let's start our questioning in this first round tonight with Gardner. Hi.
I'm going to take my glasses off, Bud. Somebody said I look younger without them.
Oh, take them off, by all means.
Where are the contestants? Oh. Number 1, what team is leading your league right now?
The Rangers.
Number 2, for 29 years, a great hockey star and manager of the New York Rangers, is one of the most popular people in hockey. He quit a couple of years ago. Can you tell me his name?
I don't think so.
Number 3, can you?
Thomas Patrick.
Number 1, can you?
I'd say the same than number 3.
Number 3, where is McGill University located in relation to the Mount Royal Hotel?
Well, it's about a few blocks down.
A few blocks, huh? Number 3, in Montreal, do you train indoors or outdoors?
Indoors.
Number 1, can you tell me who Ching Johnson was?
I don't know.
Can you, number 3?
Polly?
Number 1, could you tell me, I know that hockey is a very, very rough game. Have you ever been injured seriously?
Yes, I have. I have suffered a kneecap that was broken, a broken arm, and a few front teeth.
Oh. Number 2, how about you?
A broken nose, cheekbone, and an ankle.
Number 3, I'm just dying to hear. What?
An ankle, nose, cheekbones, everything.
That's beautiful.
Put them all together. What a wreck.
Do the 3 of you to belong to Blue Cross?
The team takes care of that.
Number 1, there's a vaudeville house in Montreal that until a couple of years ago had vaudeville, had a lot of American recording artists and such. What is the name of the theater?
I don't recall the
Number
name.
2, could you tell me?
Deity?
Number 3, could you tell me?
Katie.
There's another theater also. Could you tell me that, please, number 3?
Well, I'm from Quebec City.
Number 2?
Nothing.
Ralph?
Number 1, what does icing mean?
When you shoot the puck through the whole ice without somebody else touching it.
Number 2, in the game between Chicago and Detroit on Saturday, who won and what was the score?
1-0 for Detroit.
Number 3, what's the penalty for tripping?
2 minutes.
And number 1, what's the longest penalty?
10 minutes, or a match penalty if you're thrown out of the ace.
Number 2, what does power play mean?
When the other team have a man out for a penalty.
Kitty?
Number 3, who is Ching Johnson?
King Johnson's a big manager.
A big manager? Number 1, is this the costume you wear
That's right.
when you perform?
well,
when you play?
When we're in Montreal, we have a white uniform.
But I mean, this is the amount of padding you wear. You don't
That's
wear anything
right.
on your head.
No, never.
You've all been injured. Why don't you worry about your head?
Well, if we wouldn't have any brain, we wouldn't be a hockey player.
Number 2.
Always leave them laughing. Our time is gone. I'm sorry. We laughed our way through it, and I'm glad we did. It's time to vote. So without consultation, panel, will you please mark your ballots? And in so doing, you will, of course, select number 1, number 2, or number 3. Remember, please, that the team of challengers gets $250 for every incorrect vote. Polly, do you want to lead off tonight or be number 4?
I'll be number 4.
All right. Are you all set, High?
Yes, I am. Bud.
Okay. What was your vote?
Well, I voted for number 2. First, because number 1 and 3 had Fitzpatrick. It was Frank Boucher, I believe, the name we were talking about. I thought it was, at first, it was number 3 because he was the Rookie of the Year and he had the shortest pants. But I voted for 2 because there's something quiet about him, like a hockey player.
All right, Kitty?
Number 3. Well, I've been misled by High before, and I'm afraid I was misled again. I don't know who Ching Johnson was, but he said something, number 3, and I believed him.
A big manager. All right, Ralph, how about your selection?
Number 3. Number 2 either had his pants on backwards or the other 2 did, but he's the only one with the... number 3 seemed to have the most information.
I'm not going to ask you how you knew, I'll tell you that.
Stand up. Stand up, you can see.
I don't think they'd better. Polly, what was your vote?
Well, I didn't notice. But I voted for number 2 because I don't know. I know that hockey's a very, very tough game, and he was the biggest of the 3, and so I voted for number 2.
Well, maybe it's safer with your pants on backwards. Okay. We've given you our votes and our reasons. We're going to find out now which one of these gentlemen is the star hockey player. So will the real Jean Belliveau please
Number 1.
stand up?
Number 2.
Number 2. Bob? I'll come to it in just a second. I want to first find out about the others. Number 1, could you tell us who you are and what you really do?
My name is Paul Chamberlain, and I am a television director in the French section of the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation in Montreal.
And number 3, what about you, sir?
My name is Guy Gignac. I'm a hairstylist for Pierre Jesse in New York.
Yes, Ralph, make it quick.
Can I ask if number 1 and number 3 have their pants on backwards?
Gentlemen, do you have your pants on backwards?
No,
You're
you're
right
right.
of the right 3.
Would you all 3 stand up, please?
You see what I mean?
No, I don't, but I'm not going to argue the matter. Well, there were 2 incorrect votes, gentlemen, at $250 each for a total of $500 from Geritol. And pants on back or front, I hope you had a good time. Good night and good luck. And now may we meet our next team of challengers, please.
What is your name, please?
My name is Tarkesswari Singha.
What is your name, please?
My name is Tarkesswari Sinha.
What is your name, please?
My name is Tarkesswari Singha.
All right, panel, may I direct your attention to your copies of this affidavit? I, Tarkesswari Singha, have been interested in politics in my native India all my adult life. As a student, I was once jailed for political activity. I am the youngest member of the Indian Parliament, having been re-elected this year by the largest majority given to any candidate from my state. I am in this country as a member of the Indian delegation to the United Nations. Signed, Tarkesswari Singha. Now, as you heard, panel, these three ladies all claim to be Tarkesswari Singha, Indian delegate to the United Nations. Remember, please, that only the real Tarkesswari Singha is required to answer your questions truthfully, and we'll begin this round of questioning with Kitty Carlisle. Kitty?
Number 1, how many women are members of Parliament?
44.
44. Number 2, where did you go to school?
In
India?
Jalandhar City. Jalandhar City, it's in Punjab.
Number 3, is there a public school system in India?
There are some public schools.
Number 1, could you tell me what you wear under your sari and how you wrap it?
How you wrap what she wears under the sari?
No, the sari.
Oh.
Under the sari we wear petticoat. And also blouse. And it is different size, different length in different parts of India. And now in my part we wear 6 yards. And we take the unembroidered end and plait it and tuck it over our petticoat, and bring the second end and plait it in the front, and take the second end through around our left shoulder. So that's how
there you are.
It always comes out looking so beautiful.
Of the 6 yards. I?
Peculiar show tonight. Everybody's talking about pants and petticoats. Number 2, can you give
I'd
me
like to say I'm sorry, but I don't dare.
Number 2, can you give me an idea of the population of India?
Yes, it's about 375 million people.
Number 1, next to India, what Asiatic nation has the largest population?
China has
Number 3, would you answer that?
Which, after India, you mean to say?
Which Asiatic nation has the population that is largest next to India?
In Asiatic nations, you mean to countries which are Asia proper or Middle Eastern countries together?
That is correct. A country.
A country? I think after India, China is much more populated than India, but Pakistan.
Polly?
Oh, I was fascinated. Number 3 talks so beautifully. You know, it's such a beautiful accent. Number 1, could you tell me the spot on your forehead? What is it? What is it for?
Nail polish.
It's nail polish. Does it signify anything in particular, or is it simply a beauty mark?
A beauty mark.
I see. Number 2, could you spell your first name, please?
Yes, Tarkesswari.
Number...
Ralph?
Number 1, who is the present president of the General Assembly, and where is he from?
Mr. Leslie Munro from New Zealand.
Number 2, what important vote was taken today in the United Nations?
Yes.
What important vote was taken today in the United Nations?
I didn't follow you, I'm sorry. Like, go ahead.
What important vote was taken today in the United Nations?
Number 3, can you answer? Yes, go ahead. Number 2.
It was, in what committee you mean?
I'm sorry, we can't take any more time. I've already run over just a little bit. It's time to vote. So without consultation, will you please mark your ballots, panel, and in so doing, select number 1, number 2, or number 3. Want to be last again, Polly? You're mulling.
It's getting embarrassing.
All right. Hi, do you mind starting again?
No, not at all.
Okay, for whom was your vote?
I voted for number 2. I thought it might be number 1. Number 2 did know the population of India. Number one, if she took as long to get dressed as it took her to describe what she wears under it, she'd never get to the UN.
Kitty, how about your selection?
I voted for number 1. I felt that it was the question of the most knowledge.
The most yards, too. Ralph, how about yours?
Number 3. I didn't have much of an idea. We didn't question her very much, and it's just a hunch.
And how about your vote now, Polly?
Well, I voted for number 3, too. First of all, I loved the way she talks, and she seemed so concerned about whether it was all the states or one. When I asked her about population, I thought, well, you know, she must know all the answers. So I
Well, let's see if she did. We're about to find out which one of these 3 lovely ladies is the real Indian delegate to the United Nations. Will the real Tarkesswari Singha please stand up? Your hunch paid off. Thank you very much. Number 1, would you tell us who you really are and what you do? Yes, sit down, please, if you will, and just tell us.
I'm a student at Columbia University studying for my Doctor of Education degree.
And number 2, how about you?
My name is Uma Nanda, and I broadcast from this country for All India Radio.
Well, it's been a lot of fun. I hope you ladies enjoyed it, too. I see that there were exactly 2 incorrect votes, $250 each for a total of $500 from Geritol. Thank you very much for being with us. Good night and good luck. Now, may we have our next team of challengers, please?
What is your name, please?
My name is Charles B. Darrow.
What is your name, please?
My name is Charles B. Darrow.
What is your name, please?
My name is Charles B. Darrow.
Very well, panel. Will you follow along with your copies of this next affidavit? I, Charles B. Darrow, used to be a heating sales engineer. During the Depression in the 1930s, I was out of a job. Having nothing else to do, I invented a game. To date, that game has sold over 15 million copies in more than 50 countries throughout the world. I am the man who created the game Monopoly. Signed, Charles B. Darrow. All right, panel, these gentlemen all claim to be Charles B. Darrow, inventor of the game I'm sure you've all played at one time or another, Monopoly. Again, question until you hear the signal. Let's begin this round with Ralph Bellamy. Ralph?
Number 1, what are the most expensive properties in the game of Monopoly?
The railroads.
Number 2, what are the most expensive properties?
Park Place and Boardwalk.
Number 3, what do you say to that?
Park Place and Boardwalk.
Number 1, what are the cheapest properties?
Properties unimproved real estate.
Number 2, what are the cheapest properties?
Mediterranean and the next one to it.
Number 3, what do you say?
Mediterranean and Baltic.
Kitty Carlisle.
Number 1, your name is Charles B. P. Darrow. Is it a B or P?
Darrow.
What's the middle name stand for?
Bruce.
Bruce? Number 2, what does your middle name stand for?
Bryce.
Bryce. And number 3?
Brace.
Well, my children adore this game, and I want to know who plays it most, grown-ups or children? Number 3.
Children, I'd say.
Children.
Hi, Gardner.
Number 3, where were you living when you invented Monopoly?
Philadelphia.
Number 2, where were you living?
Chappaqua, New York.
And you, number 1?
Washington, D.C.
Number 2, what does property sell for on the boardwalk? in Monopoly?
$400 initially.
Number 3, what percentage of income tax is levied on the Monopoly board?
I haven't the faintest idea.
Have you, number 2?
Income tax?
Yes.
I'll say $75.
Would you know?
Polly?
Number 2, could you name the pale blue color group? The names of the real estate that has a pale blue color?
Number 2, you say?
Yes, please.
Pale blue. It's about the
Number 3, could you
second
tell me?
group to the left. I cannot.
The name?
No.
Number 1, could you tell me?
Not offhand, no.
Number 2, what color is Boardwalk?
Dark blue.
Number 3, could you name the 4 railroads?
The Pennsylvania Railroad, the Baltimore and Ohio, the Short Line, and the Reading.
Okay, time to vote, says the timetable, so please mark your ballots, panel. And in so doing, select number 1, number 2, or number 3. All right, start with you again, High.
Yeah, this is strictly a guess. As far as number 3 is concerned, number 2 I was a little surprised at when he mentioned the tax. It's supposed to be 10% on the board. And number 1 should have gotten the vote because when he stood up originally and the word monopoly was mentioned, the audience all let out with O's and R's, and he smiled a little. However, it's 3.
All right. Kitty, how about your vote?
I voted for number 1. Well, I thought he had more answers and better answers than the other ones, and I'm sure I'm wrong.
See, Ralph, how about you?
Number 2, he was seemed to be the best informed, but I really think it's number 3.
You want to switch yourself?
And Polly, how about your choice?
Well, I'm the only one that's positive, so I'm probably wrong. I voted for number 3. I thought it was number 2, but he only named Mediterranean. Number 3 named Mediterranean and Baltic as the cheapest properties, and he really did know the answers to everything, so I voted for him.
All right, there we have it. Now, we're about to find out how well we did when we discover which one of these gentlemen is the real inventor of the famous game of Monopoly. Will the real Charles B. Darrow please stand up? Thank you so very much. Number 1, would you tell us who you really are and what you do?
My name is James F. Johnson. I'm a private investigator on 42nd Street, New York.
So watch out. And number 2, how about you, sir?
My name is J.R. Barrett. I'm a Metropolitan New York District Manager for a fire insurance company.
Yes, I.
The gentleman, who manufactures your games?
Asking me?
Yes.
Parker Brothers Incorporated.
Yes, I picked number 3.
I'm afraid we have no more time, Polly. I'm awful sorry. You can ask him. Don't leave yet, gentlemen. I tell you that there were 2 incorrect votes at $250 each for a total of $500. From Geritol, thank you very much. Good night and good luck. Well, that's all the time we have, except to say that one of our panel members, Broadway having discovered what a real solid actor he is going to be leaving our panel for a little while. Star in a new Broadway play called Sunrise at Campobello. Good luck to you, Ralph.
Thank you, Bud.
And with wishing Ralph Bellamy good luck with his new show, I want to say good night, panel.
Good night, Bud.
And good night to all of you. Our program, as you know, has been brought to you by Geritol, the fast-acting, high-potency tonic that helps you feel stronger fast. And now this is Bud Collier reminding you to tell the truth. Good night, everybody.
To Tell the Truth is the Mark Goodson, Bill Codman production, in association with the CBS Television Network.